Hello and welcome back to Johnnie Bennie Campus News, your go-to channel for updates on campus life and events. I'm Ben Bugbee.
And I'm Daisha Gray. This week we are excited to take a look at a sports interview with a member of CSB lacrosse's team, some announcements, and the weekend weather report from our very own Paula.
We're going to start it off this week with our sports updates. Chloe had the opportunity this week to sit down with sophomore CSB lacrosse player Tess Kavanaugh to discuss the CSB lacrosse's conference change and a look forward into their season. We're excited to sit down and hear from Tess and get some more general updates in the world of CSB and SJU sports. Over to you, Chloe and Olivia.
Thanks, Ben and Daisha, and welcome back to Sports Roundup.
This week we have a student-athlete interview with a CSB lacrosse player and previews of softball, baseball, and golf's trip to Illinois.
CSB softball has 4 games this weekend. They play St. Olaf in Northfield at 3:30 and at 5:30 today, and they will return home tomorrow, Saturday, April 5th, to face Augsburg at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Last weekend, they swept past Grinnell College, winning both of their games 16-7 and 13-2. The Bennies totaled 29 runs on 31 hits, including 14 extra base hits. This weekend will be their first MIAC competition of the season, so good luck, Bennies.
SJU baseball travels to Carleton on Friday and returns to host Gustavus on Saturday for Senior Day in Becker Park. They will be celebrating 8 senior players. Last weekend, the Johnnies earned 2 shutout games against McAllister, 3-0 and then 2-0. 3 Johnnie pitchers accounted for the 16 shutout innings. If you can get out and support the baseball seniors, you definitely should.
Next, CSB Lacrosse has 2 games this weekend, and both are at home. They play UW Lacrosse on Saturday at 1 p.m., and then they play Northern Michigan on Sunday, April 6th at 12 p.m. Both games will be at the OAC, so make sure to get out and support.
I had the opportunity to sit down with sophomore midfielder Tess Kavanaugh this week and get some insight into their prep. Let's check that out. Hi guys, and welcome back to Sport Roundup. I'm Chloe Moore, and today I'm joined with Tess Kavanaugh, a Bennie lacrosse player, so I'll go ahead and let Tess introduce herself.
Good morning, my name is Tess. I'm a sophomore here at St. Ben's. I'm studying economics and theology, and I play midfield on the lacrosse team here.
Awesome. Okay, Tess, we wanted to ask, this year CSB lacrosse has transitioned into a new conference, the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. So can you share how this change in competition has affected your team at all this season and describe any changes from last season as well?
Absolutely. Well, it's a big difference. Last year in the WIAC we had about 5 teams, now we're up to 10.
Wow.
And our conference not only has gotten bigger, but the competition has increased by a lot. So we have Colorado College.
Wow.
Last year they were in the quarterfinals. This year they're ranked number 19. So overall just the level of play has increased, and that's exactly what we have hoped for. We want to be among the top teams in the nation in the next coming years, and the WIAC I think is going to give us that opportunity because we're consistently playing really good schools.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. And you guys are heading into a doubleheader this weekend, and we've also had some kind of less than ideal weather this week. So can you comment on how this has affected your preparation for the 2 coming games?
Absolutely. Well, you're absolutely right in that it is less than ideal. We have been inside in the HCC recently, and we're not able to use the dome if we had to pay, or we could use the dome, but we would have to pay. And so this afternoon we're going to be shoveling the field and then playing outside in 30-degree weather. So not great, but it doesn't deter spirits. We have 2 big games, so we've been excited for them basically all year. Lacrosse and Northern Michigan.
Awesome. Okay, and you're, like you just mentioned, you're facing 2 very strong opponents this weekend, but as a team this season you've had some players begin to really stand out. Can you give us any insight on how you plan to leverage those team assets? I know Sammy Hackley is a very competitive attacking player in front of the net, and then goalkeeper Chloe Lewis has also had a standout season. Can you give us any comments on that?
Of course. Well, Coach Crandall is great at making lineups. So Sammy and especially Lizzie Schruby, she was co-rookie of the year last year. They have an amazing duo. Sammy just hit 105 goals.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Amazing. And Lizzie, I think, hit 80 points last year, and so those 2 have a great duo. So really, Coach Crandall putting these people on the field is very purposeful, and those 2 are going to be great just as long as we can set them up. And then Chloe Lewis, amazing goalie. She is dynamite in net, but also getting the ball out of the net. She makes the saves and then can get it to players to transition it up the field. So then it's just up to our defense and our ride with attack to bring it back up, and I know we can do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Tess, and thank you for coming in today. And Tess Kavanaugh, everyone, thank you.
Thank you, Tess. Looks like they have an exciting week ahead of them.
Last but not least, SJU Golf is traveling to Illinois for the Illinois Wesleyan Invitational this weekend. This is their first meet of the spring season, so good luck and safe travels.
That's all we have this week. Back to you, Ben and Daisha.
Thank you to Chloe and Olivia for keeping us updated on all things sports. And thank you to Tess for sitting down with us for an awesome interview. Good luck to CSB Lacrosse, and as always, good luck to all of our CSB SJU athletes competing this weekend and next week. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely. Next, we're going to move on and take a look at this weekend's weather report. We are so excited to see Paula back in the studio doing weather for us this week. We'll take a look at the weather in Collegeville and St. Joe and around the area for today and the rest of your weekend. So over to you, Paula, for the weekend weather report.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CSB SJU Weekend Weather Report. Let's get right into the forecast. We're coming off of 8.5 inches of snow from Wednesday, which led to link bus cancellation and some rough travel conditions that afternoon. But the weather is calming down a bit heading into the weekend. Friday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a high near 40 degrees. Winds will be light, shifting southeast at around 5 miles per hour. There is a slight chance of rain between 3 and 4 p.m., with a 20% chance of precipitation. Friday night, there is a 30% chance of rain in the evening, and there is a chance for light snow after 11 p.m. The low will be around 24 degrees with winds from the north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday looks nice. We will finally get a clear sky and sun with a high near 38 degrees. Winds will pick up a bit from the west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night will be mostly clear with a low around 23 degrees. Winds will be slightly calmer, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday stays sunny with a high around 40 degrees, and winds will be from the west-northwest again at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And Sunday night, we'll have partly cloudy skies with a low near 20 degrees. Winds will come from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thank you for tuning in to this weekend's weather report. I'm Paula, and now back to you, Ben and Daisha.
Thank you, Paula, for giving us another weekend weather report. We certainly have had some crazy Minnesota weather this week. Make sure to drive safe when heading out this weekend.
There is no question about it, Daisha. The snow, the warmth, the back and the forth. I would guess that this is not your typical April weather in the Bahamas.
Not at all. Sunshine 24/7.
Well, good to be in Minnesota then. Let's now take a look at our upcoming events. Today is the SJU Senate General Election Day. The student body has from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to cast their vote via the link sent out by the SJU Dean of Students. Winners of this election will be notified later in the day by the SJU Elections Committee.
Saturday, April 5th, there is an opportunity to see the work of 2025 senior art majors in the CU One Last Time Senior Thesis Exhibition. The exhibition is on display at the Alice R. Rogers and Target Galleries in the St. John's Art Center at SJU from March 29th to May 10th, 2025. The gallery hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
On Tuesday, the 8th, there will be a canvas painting event with the Arts Club and Stopped at Buzzed. Let your creativity flow with some non-alcoholic beverages provided by Stopped at Buzzed. Again, this is going to be this Tuesday, April 8th, from 5 to 6 p.m. in Clemens Library.
Also, on Tuesday, if you are interested, Minnesota United FC and CSB and SJU are excited to come together to present a cool opportunity to celebrate Women's History Month and inspire young professionals. On Tuesday, April 8th from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., MNU FC will host an all-female panel discussion to highlight some of the women that are making their club better, with representatives from a wide range of crucial departments. MNU FC is proud to lift up and amplify the voices of women who are moving the club forward in wonderful ways.
Panelists include Maddie Ulrich, Manager of Experiential Marketing and Match Day Presentation, Aaron Proshek, who is a Player Care Coordinator, Haley Courtney is a senior manager of social media. And finally, we'll have Gretchen Korf, EVP, Chief Administrative Officer and Chief Financial Officer, and a CSB alumna. The event will be held at Allianz Field Stadium Club and will include some time for questions and networking following the conclusion of this wonderful panel discussion.
We are excited that JB Media will be attending this event, so look forward to seeing our event recap with an exciting interview. RSVP at the MNUFC website up until the day of the event.
Absolutely. Save the date. That is for another event that's going to be happening here on campus, which is Red Talks 2025. That will be held on Thursday, April 10th from 6 to 9 p.m. This will be at the Stephen B. Humphrey Theater at St. John's University. So stop on by to hear some of the amazing stories from students and alums.
Thanks for tuning into this week's episode. We appreciate your viewership.
Your ongoing support is crucial, so make sure to let your friends know where they can stay up to date with the latest on Johnnie Bennie Campus News. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at CSB SJU_JB Media for short clips of our featured segments and behind-the-scenes scenes, photos, and many wonderful updates. We have quite a few featured segments coming up and some positions opening here in JB Media for next year. So if you're interested, make sure to stay active on our YouTube and Instagram.
And make sure to check out our LinkedIn at Johnnie Bennie Media. Join us again next week for the latest in campus updates, sports updates, noteworthy news, and upcoming events.
We all hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I'm Ben Bugby.
And I'm Daisha Gray. We'll see you next time.
It's snowing!